Introducing
Charlotte,
Jenny
and all that jazz.
Hello,
Hi.
welcome back to another episode of And All That Jazz. Me, Jenny.
And me, Charlotte. So, to kickstart us, Jenny, what is centre stage for you?
Well, I've had back my photos and footage from a job that I did over Christmas, which I couldn't talk about because I'd had to sign an NDA. I was working as a rehearsal presenter for ITV
So cool.
on Lorraine, This Morning and Loose Women.
That's so cool.
It was really cool, actually. Yeah, it was good, really good fun. The three shows each had their own studio,
Yeah.
and they've condensed them down into one studio.
Okay.
And moved studios. So they're now in a studio in Covent Garden. So we were rehearsing in the new studios as they were being built to make sure, you know, that everything was running and they had all the scenery and cameras and everything, whilst they were still broadcasting back in the old studios.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah.
So your role as a rehearsal presenter is to what? then?
Stand in as if I was a presenter, so as if I was Lorraine or Kat Deely on This Morning or one of the Loose Women.
Oh,
So
cool.
yeah, so literally had to, you know, read the auto cues, interview guests, and
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
run the shows as they would be on live television.
Oh, that's so awesome. So then everyone else around you then gets to figure out where they are and what's going on.
Exactly, yeah, because of course now they've condensed the three shows into one studio. There's a lot of logistical things to work out because you're going from Lorraine starts at 9:00 in the morning, I think,
Yeah.
and is half an hour long. So that set is Lorraine's chair, coffee table, and the sofa, and a screen behind. So after Lorraine finishes, they go to This Morning, which is at the other end of the studio.
Yeah.
So all the cameras need to be turned to face the This Morning end of the studio.
Yeah.
So you've got the sofa, the kitchen, the banquette as they call it in front of the kitchen, and the morning view desk, which is
Yeah.
where they do the bits about reading the headlines on the papers and stuff.
Yeah.
So they've got all of that. So whilst This Morning is being broadcast,
Yeah.
the Lorraine end of the studio then gets switched round to the Loose Women desk.
Oh.
So when This Morning finishes, all the cameras turn again
Mm-hmm.
to film Loose Women.
That's so crazy because you would never, you would never ever think that was what was going on.
Yeah,
Behind
there's a lot
the
going
scene.
on. Yeah. And of course, so then you've got all the sound implications with microphones, you've got
Yeah,
lighting, you're lighting 3 different shows, but also within each show you've got different segments, especially on This Morning.
Yeah.
There's a different segment every sort of 7 to 10 minutes. So, you know, you've got a lot of different lighting requirements for all of those. You've got guests coming and going. You've got auto cue, all of that, you know.
That's so crazy. I never ever thought about any of that stuff.
There's a lot going on.
You just watch a show and you think, and it's the same. Like you work in theatre, so you understand that there's stuff going on in the background, but I guess you don't really think about it that much because when you're watching TV, especially with like those kind of TV programs, you think that they've all got their own studio basically like they did before.
Yeah.
But putting them in one space, like it kind of makes sense.
So I suppose it became more like a theatre set,
Yeah.
which obviously I felt quite at home with myself because I'm used to that, you know, one minute you're looking one way and behind you or backstage they're turning it round to look like something else, you know.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
quite used to that scenario. But it was fascinating because I'd always thought, I'm not sure about live television. It seems really scary and full on to me. Even though I'm from a live theatre background, I thought live television would be really scary. But having presented, you know, now, then it was actually, I really enjoyed it. And I liked the pace of it, and it wasn't as scary as I'd imagined because you're in an enclosed space, there's no audience there. So
yeah, that's true.
you're just doing your own thing, you know. It didn't really, I mean, obviously it wasn't being broadcast live, so there wasn't the real pressure of it. But, you know, the producers were there and everything, and all the people up in the gallery are watching. So, yeah, it wasn't being broadcast live, but we were running it as if it were live at speed with ad breaks and guests, you know, and models for the fashion segments, and, you know, so it was as close as you could possibly get to
That's so cool.
live television.
Do the normal presenters usually get rehearsal time? Or do they just go straight in?
No, there's no real rehearsal time available because,
Yeah.
well, especially now that the studios are being used, obviously,
Yeah,
for the
so
other
they're all in one.
shows. So, no, you're given an information briefing pack
Yeah.
the night before or first thing in the morning.
Ugh.
Early. And the presenters read through that, absorb as much of the information as they can. Obviously, they can have script and notes or auto cue with them
Yeah.
in the moment. But,
Yeah.
So they go through the briefing pack, and then have
So
to
it's
sort
kind of like learning a script, but you're learning like the information rather than lines.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I would not be able to retain any of that, and if I was on live TV, I'd be so worried that I was going to swear like constantly.
I think you'd surprise yourself though, because you kind of switch into that mode.
Like a performance mode.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
It's basically like having to ad-lib on stage. You know, you're thinking on your feet.
I'm not very good at that. I'm joking.
And you've had some, you know, you have some background knowledge on what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So, you have to just think on your feet and try and be present in the moment. Not have that glazed look. Because the other thing you've got is we had in-ear
So someone
pieces.
was like talking to you through there. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Is it distracting?
It is distracting, yeah. But again, because I've worked in theatre, I'm kind of used to wearing a headset and having things being said into your ear and having to keep one eye on the real world and what someone's saying to you.
Yes,
you know,
that's true.
to your face. So I was kind of used to that, but it is still different because you've got a whole gallery of people and they're all talking, giving each other directions, you know, so you have to sort of pick out what's relevant to you.
Yeah. What kind of stuff do they say on there?
They'll say, it might be, if you're interviewing a guest, they might say, right, can we ask them about what happened on their holiday last year? You know.
So they'll give you prompts maybe.
Yeah. Or if it's a cookery segment, they might say, right, we need a good shot of the pasta. Can you raise the bowl?
Yeah.
Or if we're coming up to a break, an advert break, they'll be counting you down. So they'll be saying, right, we're going to the break, run the titles in 10, 9, 8, 7. And you have to measure that time and keep talking and then round up just as they get to 1. Or if you're reading from an auto cue, you have to kind of pace yourself so that you land on the 1.
Well, how do you even do that?
I don't know. I just do it.
That's so it's just, I don't even know how I would I think when I get nervous, and this is the same for theatre, I tend to talk really fast, or my lines will come out really quickly.
Yeah.
And it's not until you really settle into the kind of part, because obviously theatre has pace and stuff as well, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
But having someone counting me down in my ear and then me going, well,
Well,
oh shit, I've still got 5 seconds left. What am I going to say now?
Some things are called a hard cut or a hard countdown.
Yeah.
So if you're going to the news, for example, because they're then going to link up with another broadcast, that is going to happen whether you're still talking or not, because that has to happen at a precise time.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're going to an ad break, you could be a couple of seconds either way, providing that the people in the gallery that are running the other footage, that they're concentrating and
that they're with you.
And timing it accordingly. So some things are hard and others are soft.
Oh,
yeah,
that's so cool.
It's really interesting. I had such a great time.
Yeah, I bet. Did you meet anyone? Oh, I think maybe we've talked about them before.
Yeah, so there was myself and a few other presenters.
Yeah.
And I was with a really great group. I'll give them a shout out. It was Chris Felton, Amy Stonehouse and Sophie Rust.
Yeah.
A brilliant bunch. we had such a laugh, and they made it so easy.
Yeah.
Because we got on so well. You know, we were chatting on camera and reading the auto cue, and it felt very relaxed and very natural.
Yeah.
So I think, we slotted in well together.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's nice. And I think, again, it gives you those connections, doesn't it? And those, like, you've made friends there
and
too, like, whilst...
when we were on
been
camera, we had each other's back because the conversation flowed easily.
Yeah.
If you did end up with 5 seconds, on the countdown, and you're like, oh my goodness, what am I going to say? Then you know that the other person would chip in and bail
so
you
you
out.
can kind of bounce off of each other.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So it definitely helps to have a good co-host.
Did they do it as if they were... Because all of those shows are live. So did they do it as if they were going from one to the next during the day?
Yeah, so it was throughout December. So to start with, they were rehearsing little sections and, separate sections and separate segments from each show. And then as the month went on, they were sort of putting those segments together into larger blocks, if you like. Mm-hmm. So by the end of December, they were running the whole shows and running from one show into the next until they launched the new studio on the 5th of January, I think it was.
It's really exciting, isn't it? That, like, I love the fact that all that goes on backstage. Like, to me, I'd just like to sit there and watch.
It is really interesting. So I was doing that, and that was all down in Covent Garden, so I had to get myself down to the Big Smoke.
Fancy.
Yeah, stayed in a hotel, very nice. So I had a great time, and I learnt a lot as well.
Yeah,
so
I can imagine.
It's a unique opportunity, so I was really lucky to be part of it.
Where did you find that opportunity?
So I did my presenting showreel with a company called Aspire Presenting a few years ago. I think it was about 4 years ago now. Mm-hmm. Down in London at the 3 Mills Studios with a guy called Darren Simons, who's a lovely guy. And so I did my bit of training with them. I did a 4-day presenting course with them. Yeah. And you get a showreel at the end of it. So I'm still in touch with Aspire, and I follow them on Instagram. Yeah. And it came up on there. And cool. So I contacted Darren and he put me forward. And awesome. So
So it's not what you know.
It's who you know. Well, yeah, absolutely. And it's all about networking, isn't it?
Yeah,
and keeping in touch with people.
100%.
Yeah.
And hopefully, like, if something else comes up, they'll think of you, next time.
I hope so. I hope I made a good impression, yeah.
I'm sure you did.
One tries. So what's been centre stage for you this week?
Well, I'm currently unemployed, which is always fun.
Not unemployed, between jobs.
Between jobs, unemployed. I am between jobs at the moment. I finished the battle and have just been looking for work. And it's just basically like what we were saying before, that this time now is where I could be productive and actually start to look for other jobs. So
have you applied for anything?
Yes, I've applied for probably about 40 jobs.
40?
Oh yeah, I've done a lot of work in the last couple of days. But the main ones I've applied for have been, I applied for a ASM job on The Karate Kid. Oh. Which is going on a tour of the UK, and then it's going to Toronto in September.
Oh, brilliant.
So I applied for that.
You would love to get over to Canada, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'm like, take me. I'll go in someone's suitcase if I have to.
You'll be paying them to be on it.
And then I've also applied for a tech swing job with the RSC on the UK tour of Matilda.
Oh, that would be fun.
It's a UK and Ireland tour.
You're great with children as well, aren't you? So
yeah, I do like kids. They're all right.
You'd work well on Matilda.
Yeah, I forgot there's loads of kids in it, isn't there?
Yeah.
I always forget that. It's the main part of the story.
Yeah, well, that's something you could put on your application.
Oh, I should have. But they only asked for a CV. So I also applied for a job as a stage technician, like stage technician and props at the RSC. So I applied for that as well. But they asked for a whole, blurb about who you are and why you think you'd be good for the job. But when I did the tech swing application, I assumed that they would have the same thing on there. But I just put my CV in and then clicked next, and it was just to submit my application. So there wasn't a little, I think the deadline is, the turnaround is pretty quick because it starts basically ASAP.
Right.
So I think that maybe another tech swing either they didn't have the role of tech swing, or the last tech swing has dropped out, and so they're refilling the gap.
Like emergency filling.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, don't know, we'll see.
Do you know when you would find out about that?
Well, the closing day was today.
Right.
So I assume it would be in the next like week or 2 weeks.
Okay.
If they've got a quick turnaround. I imagine it'd be
crossed
quite
for you.
quick. Yeah. I mean, it's a year-long contract, and I'm always so torn because obviously I'm trying to be an actor as well, or like a performer.
Yeah.
So I'm always really torn when it comes to really long contracts.
Yeah, because you don't want to put yourself out of the game if an acting thing came up.
Yeah. And that's what I would be doing for the next year. I'd be a tech swing, and I'm kind of like, I don't mind that job because it means I get to learn a lot. And it also means I get to tour the UK and Ireland.
It's varied and you are good at that, yeah.
But it's just, do I want to do that for a year? That's the question. And also, like, obviously I've been applying for acting jobs as well as backstage jobs and stuff.
What's the get out clause? As in,
It didn't say.
if something else came up, could you abandon ship?
It didn't say, but then I was also thinking, you know, if you're working with the RSC, do I really want to, you know, upset the apple cart?
Yeah.
There's a saying that I can't remember what it is, and I think I just made that
Burn
up.
your bridges.
Yeah. Do I really want to burn my bridges that I'm making? Because it would be my first job with the RSC to then turn around and be like, oh, by the way,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I've just got to quit. And I'm
It's
also
not in your nature to do that, is it?
No, and I would feel so bad for it. But I'm also applying for the Traitors, and that films this year, so
I knew you should apply for the Traitors. Yes.
But yeah, that's filming this year, so my worry is that if I get this job with the RSC, then I've like screwed myself basically for the Traitors. Unless I mean if I did get into the Traitors, I think it's a very long process, and the closing date for applications is like May.
Oh right, so we're
it's quite
talking
far.
months. Yeah.
I'd like to be like I'd like to be a technician at the RSC.
Yeah,
just like
that would be good.
do a bit of stage crewing and propping, because that would be casual, so I could do basically
Flexible, yeah.
it would be more flexible, so that'd probably be a good one. And it also means that I'd be down in the building and around the RSC, but then it's kind of it's like a double-edged sword, because what I've done at the Rep is worked there for so long, and people only see me as
Backstage.
stage management,
Yeah.
or a scenic artist, and not as an actor, even though I've been auditioned like twice there in the last 4 years.
Yeah.
I worry that I would do the same at the RSC, that if I became stage
Part
crew
of the
down
furniture.
there, that they would then, that's all I would be seen as. Do you know what I mean? It's really tricky,
Yeah.
but I need a job, so
Yeah. Bills gotta be paid.
needs must.
A girl's gotta do what a girl's gotta do.
Jenny, that sounds like a great lesson for me this week.
That's what we've learned.
So join us again next week. Don't forget to follow us on socials in the meantime whilst you're waiting for another episode.
And all that jazz _pod.
Yep, and we will see you again, or you'll hear us again next week.
For more on theatre, television,
and all that jazz.